Good morning, students. Today we're going to explore the very beginning of Exodus. This is a story that is very powerful, but not usually covered in books and in courses. But it really sets the tone for how powerful and transforming the book of Exodus has been, not only for the Jewish people, but for all people, that we are all created in God's image and likeness, and that our lives are precious to God. And so we're going to look at the story of how Israel increased in size and in strength, of people who were afraid of them and tried to kill them. We call that genocide today. So let's listen to this story from the very beginning of Exodus. Jacob's descendants in Egypt. These are the names of the sons of Israel, who, accompanied by their households, entered into Egypt with Jacob: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah; Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin; Dan and Naphtali; Gad and Asher. The total number of Jacob's direct descendants was 70. Joseph was already in Egypt. Now Joseph and all his brothers in that whole generation died. But the Israelites were fruitful and prolific. They multiplied and became so numerous that the land was filled with them. Then a new king, who knew nothing of Joseph, rose to power in Egypt. He said to his people, "See, the Israelite people have multiplied and become more numerous than we are. Come, let us deal shrewdly with them to stop their increase. Otherwise, in time of war, they too may join our enemies to fight against us, and so leave the land." Accordingly, they set supervisors over the Israelites to oppress them with forced labor. Thus they had to build for Pharaoh the garrison cities of Pithom and Ramesses. Yet the more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied and spread, so that the Egyptians began to loathe the Israelites. So the Egyptians reduced the Israelites to cruel slavery, making life bitter for them with hard work at mortar and brick and all kinds of field work, cruelly oppressed in all their labor. The king of Egypt told the Hebrew midwives, one of whom was called Shiphrah and the other Puah, "When you act as midwives for the Hebrew women, look on the birth stool. If it is a boy, kill him, but if it is a girl, she may live." The midwives, however, feared God. They did not do as the king of Egypt had ordered them, but let the boys live. So the king of Egypt summoned the midwives and asked them, "Why have you done this, allowing the boys to live?" The midwives answered Pharaoh, "The Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women. They are robust and give birth before the midwife arrives." Therefore God dwelt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and grew very numerous. And because the midwives feared God, God built up families for them. Pharaoh then commanded all his people, "Throw into the Nile every boy that is born, but you may let all the girls live." Now, this is posted under today's date. You're going to create a Google Doc file and briefly answer the following questions in a sentence or a phrase. What has happened to the descendants of Jacob in Egypt after 430 years? Why is Pharaoh fearful of the Hebrews? What is his first strategy to stop population growth? When that doesn't work, what does he command the midwives? How do the midwives respond? What is their motivation? What is God's blessing on the midwives? What is Pharaoh's third solution to the large population? In our times, persons have refused to obey unjust laws and have acted according to their conscience. This is called civil disobedience. What can we learn today about the nature of civil disobedience from the midwives? And I hope we'll have time to discuss this because it's a very rich topic.